Okay, so I promised I'd show you how this is simplified. So if you recall on this one, we had to set a timeout, and then inside of that timeout, we had to set our next timeout, and then inside of that timeout, we had to set our next timeout, and so on and so forth down the line. And that was terrible. And that's how you would do it with callback functions to handle asynchronous code. So if you needed to get data and then you depended on that data for your next function, you'd have to write your next function inside of that first function to get a second set of data, and so on and so forth until you nest it into a giant tree. With promises, it gave us the ability to use .then. So we could say, wait 3 seconds, then wait 5 seconds, then wait 2 seconds, then wait 4 seconds, and so on and so forth. But chaining the thens does look a little different and can lead to some results. So like if down here I wrote console.log, hello world, this hello world would probably run before this very first console.log because this first console.log won't run until 3 seconds later. And so it's counterintuitive to realize that because this is outside of the then chain, it might run on its own beforehand. So let's rewrite this with async and await so that our code's a little simpler to read. So to do that, we need to write our async function. So we'd say um, async, oops, sorry, async function, and I'm going to call it run. Whoa, run. Sorry, my keyboard shortcuts are going wild. I'm clicking some wrong keys. All right, so I could say, let's run this function. And I'm actually going to paste it in because I don't want to type this much. Ugh, sorry, 1 second. This code is the equivalent of the above code. So we still have our function for awaiting things. But here inside of our asynchronous run function, we said wait 3 seconds, then log it. Wait 5 seconds, then log it. And this code just runs line by line like you would expect. The only difference is this line won't run until this line is complete because we used the await keyword inside of an asynchronous function. Then once we were done, we ran it. So those lines are the equivalent of those lines, and those lines are the equivalent of these lines. But if you ask me, this code is the easiest to read. So these devs, no moment of silence for them. They're really spoiled. We're really spoiled. But this way allows us to write all of the power of asynchronous code, but to write it as if it was synchronous code.